It's time for your Overwatch Minutes with Gregg Dietz.
Okay, not a whole lot of news this week when it comes to Overwatch. The Overwatch League will resume this upcoming Wednesday, and I'm excited to start Stage 2. On that note, they've had some roster changes. So the Shanghai Dragons, which didn't get a single win this season in Stage 1, they've picked up a flex player, a new support player, a new tank, and a new DPS. As a matter of fact, one of those is female. I'm trying to remember who. Geguri, who is her name is Kim Se-young. She's 19 years old, and she mains Zarya, Diva, and Roadhog. So she's their new tank. And that's a big deal. Like, her being the first in the Overwatch League is a big deal, regardless her being drafted onto the worst team. Because that was a big problem people were having with the Overwatch League as a whole, was no female players, and so this is definitely the door opening for that. Florida Mayhem picked up a new DPS and a new tank. Dallas Fuel picked up a new DPS, and Dallas Fuel is in talks with London Spitfire with trading their DPS Rascal. So there's that.
Could they trade in the middle of a season? Like,
I think they can trade between stages.
Oh, that's interesting, huh?
As for the game itself, nothing new. The Year of the Dog is still going. There was a slight change to the Capture the Flag mode, where everybody's, like, remember I said how mobility, if you use a mobility ability after grabbing the flag, it immediately drops. Lucio was the only one that could still wall ride, and his wall ride gave him speed, so he could grab the flag and then start wall riding across the map at like an insane rate and capture the flag really quickly.
Cool.
Now if he wall rides after picking up the flag, it drops.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's kind of a nerf. It's kind of a nerf, but the idea of capture the flag, like, originally, was it was just added in, and you could pick any hero to play it. So people were figuring out that if you're Winston and if you land on top of the flag, drop your your bubble shield, grab the flag. By the time you grab the flag, your leap is still back. Your leap is back. So then you just leap the hell out, and people had a hard time catching people. Like, there was, like, Sombra could go in, grab the flag, go invisible, and run, or grab the flag and use her teleport, her translocator. Like, there were a lot of problems with that sort of thing. So now all of that is still available to the player, but if you use it, you drop the flag. So it makes the whole capture the flag thing so much better.
Cool.
Because it's more on skill of capturing it than it is on using a hero's abilities to capture them. So that being said, let's move on to the hero changes. So there are some patch notes that are going to be going into the PTR, and Doomfist, essentially, his is not really big. His ammo recovery rate has increased from 0.8 seconds to 0.65 seconds. Like, anyone's really going to notice that.
Yeah.
May has a pretty big one, if you ask me, but it's her freeze, so the thing that slows down enemies, has been increased from 1 second to 1.5. So that means that people are going to be frozen for a whole half a second longer.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is actually quite a hefty change.
Wow.
And her ammo, alternate fire ammo, has been reduced from 25 to 20.
In terms of seconds being fired, or?
No, her alternate fire is the spike that comes out of the gun.
Right.
Originally, you could fire 25 of those. Now you can only fire 20.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Traded off there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think her freezing thing is much worse, if you ask me, in terms of, like, what is more powerful for her than the spike. But
Agreed.
Because the spike thing is, like, you hit the button and it's like, shoo, and then it fires. Like, there's a solid second before it leaves the fucking chamber. So.
Yeah, definitely.
For the EMP for Sombra, no longer blocked by small objects. So people could hide behind poles or posts or things like that and not be affected. Not anymore. Not anymore.
That's hilarious.
If you're behind a wall, it still won't affect you, but her hack no longer gains ultimate charge from health pack healing. Oh my god, that's enormous for her.
Wait, say that again? What?
So if she hacks a health pack and a teammate picks it up, it'll start to charge her ultimate.
Oh.
Not anymore.
Oh.
That's big. That's a big change.
Damn.
Cast time reduced. Cast time for this is a little bit of a bigger one, but her hack is now reduced from 0.8 seconds to 0.65. So you're actually going to be able to hack slightly faster.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it now disables these abilities. Genji's cyber ability, so basically his ultimate. Hanzo's wall climb. I don't know how you hack somebody's ability to climb a wall, but here we are.
Wait, Hanzo's. Wait, he's an archer, right? Like,
yeah.
He's human. Okay, then that's weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of abilities that it disables that don't make any sense in terms of hacking, but her whole character model is just like disable people's abilities. That's it.
Right,
so.
right.
But Farrah's hover jet, so she won't be able to fly at all if she's hacked. Lucio's healing boost and speed boost are turned off, and his wall ride is inactive.
So he's basically useless then. Like
if she hacks Lucio, he is useless.
Wow.
And Mercy's angelic descent, so she won't be able to glide in.
They buffed her. They buffed Sombra. All right, I'm down.
Yeah, buff the fuck out of Sombra.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Her machine pistol now has reduced her spread from like 3 to 2.7. So like it's a very slight change on that. Whatever. Her opportunist ability, which is enemy health bars are now visible when health drops below 100%, formerly 50. So basically, she's gonna be borderline a support character. And her translocator has increased from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. So
yeah, they buffed her. Woo-hoo, baby.
Yeah, they buffed her hard.
Woohoo!
And there's an update to Mercy's interface. No longer shows enemy health bars unless they have taken damage. So
okay, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
But yeah, those patch notes are fucking insane, dude. Especially for Sombra.
Patch notes, as somebody who's coming from the fighting game community, like that is. Patch notes are always something that we just diverge and just like take apart every syllable in terms of like what was changed to what character. So I can understand.
Well, what's so significant about this one is that Sombra, like, I'm glad they're doing PTR because they're gonna have to adjust some of that stuff because she's like, I mean, if she goes into a whole team and hacks them, like does her EMP, that whole team is absolutely boned. Especially if they have like the characters that it really does affect, like that's insane. It's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be an absolute devastating counter to Farrah now.
Yeah. I only say it because I play Sombra in Overwatch because she's fun to play.
She's awesome, but it's a crazy update. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sick.
But unfortunately, that was all the news for Overwatch this week. I'm excited for not this week, but the next week when we get more. Well, when we do the podcast again, but there'll be more Overwatch League news. So
cool, awesome. That has been your Overwatch Minute with Gregg Dietz. Alrighty then. Okay, so